Hello, friends. I think you're familiar with the idea that I'm always trying to see parallels between scientific understanding and yogic and uh, and Vedic understanding of biology, the parallels in cosmology, and also right now I'm very interested in the relationship of mind and its neural correlates. So, an idea that I've had for a long time is that while our brain is correlated uh, with conscious experience, our autonomic nervous system, which includes, of course, the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system, may indeed be the neural correlate of our subconscious mind. So I have been looking at some research, but also looking at my own intuitions about the connection between the autonomic nervous system and the subconscious mind. And I find that this has been actually a subject of fascination for neuroscientists and psychologists also. While traditionally viewed as separate entities, it seems recent research suggests a compelling link between the autonomic nervous system, frequently referred to as ANS, autonomic nervous system, and the neural underpinnings of the subconscious mind. So let's explore that a little bit. The autonomic nervous system is a complex network of neurons that regulates involuntary bodily functions such as heart rate, digestion, breathing, respiratory rate, pupillary responses. It operates largely outside of conscious awareness, maintaining homeostasis, which is self regulation, and responding to environmental stimuli without requiring conscious thought. If you had to worry about regulating your blood pressure or heart rate, it would be a lot of work. So, but it is being regulated. And so maybe it's the unconscious mind or the subconscious mind, or as Vedic traditions call the unmanifest domain of reality. This unconscious operation aligns closely with the nature of the subconscious mind, which processes information and influences behavior below the threshold of our conscious awareness. One of the key features that supports the connection between the autonomic nervous system, ANS, and the subconscious mind is the autonomic nervous system's intimate relationship with emotional processing. The limbic system, which is closely associated with emotions and memory, exerts significant control over the autonomic nervous system via the hypothalamus. This connection allows emotional states to influence autonomic functions and vice versa. For instance, fear or anxiety can trigger the sympathetic or fight flight response, increasing heart rate and respiratory rate without conscious effort. The enteric nervous system, which is a subdivision of the autonomic nervous system, is often referred to as the second brain in the intestine. It also provides further evidence for this connection. Containing over 100 million neurons, this enteric nervous system can operate independently of the brain, the central nervous system, and is involved in what we call gut feelings and intuitions. Isn't this great? I have a gut feeling about such and such. These gut feelings are often attributed to the subconscious mind, suggesting a direct link between the autonomic function and subconscious processing. Moreover, the autonomic nervous system's role in maintaining homeostasis parallels the subconscious mind's function in regulating psychological equilibrium. Just as the ANS, autonomic nervous system, automatically adjusts bodily functions to maintain balance, the subconscious mind continuously processes information and influences behavior to maintain psychological stability. This similarity in function suggests a potential shared neural substrate. The interaction between the autonomic nervous system and the subconscious mind is particularly evident in the formation and maintenance of habits and beliefs. The subconscious mind is often described as the repository of ingrained habits and deeply held beliefs, which can be challenging to change through conscious effort alone. Similarly, the autonomic nervous system controls habitual bodily responses that operate outside of conscious control. The difficulty in altering both subconscious beliefs and autonomic responses points to a common neural mechanism. Recent research in neuroscience has begun to shed light on the neural correlates of consciousness and unconscious processing. While more attention has been focused on cortical regions, the brain, there's growing recognition of the importance of subcortical structures and brainstem regions in conscious experience. Many of these areas, such as the hypothalamus and brainstem nuclei, are also critical components of the autonomic nervous system, further supporting the potential link between the autonomic nervous system and subconscious processing. So, I'm sure what I've said is a um, simplified explanation about the relationship between the autonomic nervous system and the subconscious mind. And it's more complex than what I might have suggested, a simple one-to-one correspondence. The subconscious mind encompasses a broad range of cognitive processes, not all of which may be directly linked to autonomic function. But then, having said that, what I'm really wanting to share with you is, can the autonomic nervous system be influenced by conscious control? And I believe it can. And this is where yoga and Vedic studies come in. So while the autonomic nervous system operates involuntarily, emerging research and practices suggest that conscious control can indeed influence autonomic nervous function to some degree. So let's go over some of the ways we can do this. Number one, breathing techniques. Controlled breathing exercises as in pranayama, have been shown to impact autonomic function. And the Wim Hof method, for instance, uses breathing techniques, specific breathing techniques that allow practitioners to influence their autonomic nervous system. These exercises lead to changes in heart rate, blood pressure, and even immune system responses. And pranayama actually can be used to energize the body, to cool the body, to warm the body, to actually change many functions of the autonomic nervous system that represent the subconscious mind. Meditation and mindfulness. Regular meditation practice has been associated with changes in autonomic function. Studies have shown that meditation can increase parasympathetic activity, leading to a more relaxed state and potentially improving overall autonomic nervous system balance. Then there's biofeedback. See, I'm wearing all these gizmos. This is an aura. This is something called Ultra Human. This is my Apple Watch. This is something called No Watch. And I use these in addition to a blood glucose monitor to look at my metabolism. And what I do is then, having received all this information, I use breathing techniques, vagal activation, and and meditation and mindful awareness to actually consciously alter my bodily functions. So, what a yogi would learn to do after years of practice now can be enhanced by biofeedback. And that's the reason I'm wearing all these biosensors. I'm training my mind to influence my autonomic nervous system and therefore actually change some habitual patterns of my subconscious mind that I do not like. For example, overeating at some times. So now I have very clear information of how I feel and what's happening in my metabolism. Very clear idea of what's happening to stress levels. Very clear idea what's happening to heart rate variability. And this is called no watch, which reminds me that the time is always now to be present in the moment. So biofeedback is a way of providing real-time feedback on physiological processes such as heart rate variability. It can also help individuals learn to consciously influence their autonomic nervous system and thereby change some habits ingrained unconsciously. Very useful for losing weight, for improving self esteem, and many other things. And then, of course, there's something called cognitive emotional regulation. The central autonomic network in the brain, which includes regions involved in cognition and emotions, interacts bidirectionally with bodily states. And this suggests that cognitive and emotional processes can influence autonomic function and vice versa. So, this is amazing, isn't it? That you can also influence emotional states through autonomic nervous system regulation. And that would include meditation, breathing techniques, yoga, because yoga combines physical postures, breathing exercises, and meditation, all of which contribute to modulating autonomic nervous system activity. By promoting relaxation and mindfulness, yoga activates the PNS and reduces SNS dominance. PNS, parasympathetic nervous system, SNS, sympathetic nervous system. SNS dominance or sympathetic override is actually the cause of everything right now biologically: inflammation, stress, um, and many chronic conditions. Therapists now are learning to incorporate conscious control techniques such as guided meditation, breath work into treatment plans for anxiety, depression, and emotional disorders. So, in summary, conscious control techniques, including meditation, breath work, yoga, biofeedback, can influence autonomic nervous system and also consequently emotional states. By promoting a shift from sympathetic to parasympathetic dominance, these practices can reduce stress, enhance mood, and improve emotional regulation. So there's much more to say. In a future video, I'll show you the parallels between the ideas of Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, which are the autonomic nervous system's equivalent of the subtle body. This is the physical body, but behind it is the subtle body, mind, intellect, and ego, and the subconscious mind. Behind that, of course, is the bliss body, which I've talked about previously. Let me know if this is useful to you, and you can continue this conversation if you wish with my digital twin by going to digitaldeepak.ai. And if you use this book, Digital Dharma, it'll also show you how to use prompts in AI to improve personal well-being and enhance your spiritual intelligence. So thank you and have a great day. And thank you for indulging me.